Communication Skills Assessment, Angela Terrance, PRJ-2210-DL01-Communication Theory, Professor Dr. Clover Baker Brown, February the 19th, 2023. Saturday Night Live, Midday News Parody. Interpersonal communication out loud. The SNL skit was meant to entertain the audience with hints of interpersonal communication when thoughts which typically would have remained to oneself are said aloud for the purpose of the comedy with bits of truth. The black anchors are clearly joyous and relieved to discover that the culprit of the reported crime was a white male. The gloating from the black anchors quickly turns the crime reports into a competition of which race will commit the most crimes. The black weatherman getting in on the action keeps score and trash talks the white anchors. The parody pokes fun at a communication which most minorities have said to ourselves or aloud to a trusted companion, expressing relief when a well-televised crime are or are not committed by someone from within our own race. The SNL midday news comedy skit, the black anchors actually initiate what some would call reverse racism when they began celebrating that the criminal was white. The elephant in the room is that for black people, the hope that a crime or a criminal is not black when a televised crime is committed, in my opinion, is not reverse racism, but actually the desire to not have one black person's criminal activity feed the stereotype that all blacks engage in criminal activity. For the Saturday Night Live SNL parody state meeting, cultural communication. In the skit, the chairman of the ethics committee is addressing a group of staffers in the wake of a recent discovery that the governor and the attorney general from Virginia separately admitted to wearing blackface during college as a joke. The African-American ethics chairman is requesting non-judgment admission from the group to get ahead of the potential negative press, but there is clearly a cultural communication gap between the two groups. What should be a clear and concise question turns into a breakdown culturally of what is considered acceptable behavior. One staffer asked, but what if it was part of a costume of a black person? And another wearing blackface, well, it was the 80s. The exasperated black chairman is clearly upset that it appears to be culturally acceptable for white people to have worn blackface if it was part of a costume or a joke or a prank to make your friends laugh. The dominant communication theme in both SNL videos is racism. The SNL state meeting video, dressing up in blackface, is clearly the act of racism when it appears to be acceptable practice as long as it was a gag. The white staffers appear not to fully comprehend that no matter the theme or the reason, blackface is never tolerable. The SNL midday news comedy skit, the black anchors actually initiate what would some call reverse racism when they begin celebrating that the criminal was white. In retaliation, the white anchors begin rooting for antagonists in crime stories to be a black person.